Hi, this is Cycle 2, Week 1, Fine Arts. So first you're just going to introduce fine arts. You're going to talk to the kids about what fine arts is and that we're just going to explore some of the different characteristics of fine arts and over the next 6 weeks. And we're just going to have a lot of fun, and we're not going to ever master anything. We're just going to explore these ideas because there's a big difference. So our first activity is, I'm calling it the paper plate artist paint palette. So each kid's going to get one paper plate and a sheet of paper that's not cut. I just cut this. And they're going to start by making 2 rectangles on their box. And it's going to end up looking like this. They're going to cut them out. So initially, I'm actually made my rectangles too small. So you're going to take your paper, you're going to cut this piece of paper in half, and you want to make sure that it's going to slide through. It's going to weave through. I'll show you in a second. But you want to make sure that it's big enough for this. If you have little kids, you might just want to have a mom do this during new grammar time. I think everyone else will be fine and they should be able to do this, but you might want to have a mom cut out your paper plates for your kids. So once they're at this point, then they are going to take some watercolors and brushes. These are both in your green bin. And I think you only need 1 or 2 of these. I don't know that you need to get all of them out or dirty. And they're going to paint around, I have a picture here. They're going to paint around their plate different colors, kind of like an artist would use a paint palette. And they have this cutesy design right here where you can cut a little piece out and that's where their thumb would go or the brush would sit. You can or can't do that depending on how you feel like your class is doing. Once that is painted, very light paint, just 6 or 7 daubs around. Could be in the color order, doesn't have to be. Then you're going to take your piece of paper that you've cut in half and you're going to tape it together just with one piece of tape. And let me try and do this so you can see it. You're going to thread it through like this. And as it gets threaded through, then we're going to talk about our basic shapes. And these are called oils. So you're going to write whatever kid's name, and then they're going to pull it through. And then we're going to talk about this next one. And the definitions are on the bottom, dots. Any round shape colored in. So then you're going to draw some dots. So you're going to draw small dots and big dots. Okay? And you're going to do this with your class so they see it. And you can do, and you're going to use just markers for this. So they can use different colored markers. So I'd say, okay, get a new marker now. Now we're going to talk about circles. Any round shape not colored in. So then we're going to make different shapes like that. Okay? And then the next one is our straight lines. Any straight line. So it can be thick, it can be thin, it can be long, it can be short. Those are all straight lines. Next one we have, I didn't cover the paper big enough, is a curved line. So these are the fun ones. You could actually just have a continuous line. Anything like that is curved. And the last one is just your angle lines. And so that's going to be like your more jaggedy, again, big, little, thick, fat, anything like that. Those will be your angle lines. And that's all this is, just to kind of break it down so kids don't get overwhelmed. And then you can review them again if you want. Again, I did not cut this paper plate just big enough for this paper so you see why it's kind of struggling on this side, but the other side's fine. So then, and they're going to take this home. So this is all this is. Make sure to put a name label on the back of it and just go over your basic shapes. That's the first project. That should take about 10 minutes. And then your second project is, a lot of kids have done this one. It's the roll the dice and make a character. So each kid is going to get a sheet of paper and a dice. It does say that they might get colored paper, they might get white paper. They're going to get 2 sheets each though. So make sure to give kids enough area to explore this. So one of the things that they could do, so here's my, if this does not make sense to you, here's my bunny. So I rolled my dice and I got a 1 for my head, and so I drew this head. I got a, a 3 for my body, so I drew that. And then I got a 6 for my eyes, so I drew those dies. And then I got another 4, and I drew that nose. And so that's the size that I made it. You can make this, you can encourage kids to make one really big or really little. Or the other fun thing is you could start with a bunny, and you could go to a bear body. You could have a critter, legs. And so they can kind of have fun with this. There are 2 full sets of each of these. I think there are 16 different ones. And there's 2 full sets in each of these. So biggest thing on this is once you're done, please collect them, put the sticky note back on, paperclip back on, and put it back in the blue or red folder that you have so we can use these again. So please do that. And I think, they're just going to use markers. So you get your marker bag out. There's thin markers, there's thick markers. Let them use whatever they want. Just put them back in. And the kids maybe can take one, if you have, each kid has 2 sheets of these, maybe they take 1 home and they keep 1 in their art folders. So on this, you're just talking about everything that you just did in the oils. You're talking about the lines and the filled in circles and the shapes and the angles, and all of these simple drawings have that. So try and encourage kids, like, what are you seeing? Are you seeing mostly straight lines? Are you seeing mostly curved lines? Are you seeing filled in lines? And you can get parents in on this. For the littler kids, you might want to do it on the board where your helper for the day rolls the dice and then you all draw the same thing, because it might be too confusing to hand out an individual sheet to each kid. So that might be an idea for younger kids. And